We're currently experiencing technical difficulties, and Kara and I can't hear each other, except I can hear her perfectly fine. She's having a hard time hearing me. So that's why I'm all alone right now, waiting for her to come back into the studio. And we will go from there. So, how's your weekend? I don't know what day today is. Do you have like a really good eyebrow day? Me neither. I'm in my office, and my one cat, Mabel, you might have met her before. This is her chair, and she's really mad that I'm sitting in here right now. I'm going to go ahead and check Facebook and see if I am actually on the internet. Yeah. And
If I don't hear
welcome
you right, God.
to the stream, Kara, who cannot hear me, but she knows that we are live right now.
I can hear you now. I just apparently can't wear headphones, which will be a real problem when we start recording audio. So, I don't know. StreamYard.
Yeah.
What you doing? Well, shit.
Oh, that was the most confusing thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. I opened this up on my phone, and then you started coming out of my MacBook, and you're still coming out of my MacBook. I'm going to burn my whole house to the ground. Oh, no, I'm connected again. What about now? Can you hear me?
Yes. I mean, I can hear you through...
I can't hear you at all now.
Oh. Why are we having... We didn't have this much trouble before with this. I tested my speaker.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can't open my phone because my AirPods will connect over to that automatically.
Okay, well. This is what COVID does to the world, everyone.
Yeah.
It has infiltrated this podcast, our homes.
The call's coming from inside the house.
It is, unfortunately. Let me try this one more time. Say something.
Something. Is there a slider on your headphones?
I don't know. And I don't want to make a tradition of having a breakdown live on air.
Not yet, anyway.
No. Let me see something. I'm going to check my browser settings to see if I'm the problem. I feel like I am the problem, but I just updated Chrome and I allowed all the permissions for this site.
I'm going to burn down a motorcycle.
The motorcycle outside of your house.
Yeah, I hate it.
Okay, let me try this. It says sound automatic and I changed it to allow. So let me see.
V Gates.
Speak.
I did. Can you hear me?
Ugh. I can hear you kind of really quiet. Wait.
I keep checking my microphone settings.
I got it. For some reason, when I plugged my headphones in the hallway, I
Oh.
can't hear you. So something's wrong with my headphones. That's the issue, and we just haven't noticed for so long because we've been enjoying each other's company in the real world. So since you have the controls this week, I don't know how many people we have in.
Currently none.
Oh, now I can't hear you again. What the fuck? Oh, wait, there we go. Aha, hi, Mark. Okay.
Can you see the comments?
Yes, I can, but now you're on my laptop again. Fucking Jesus Christ. Okay. You know what? I'm going to grab my Bluetooth headphones. That's what's going to happen. I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
I'll entertain while you're gone.
All right. And thus unveiling to the entire world that I'm wearing sweatpants unless I can creep away.
Oh,
like this.
I'm just wearing shorts. And I got, you see my new tattoo, everybody? It is Clementine and Joel from Eternal Sunshine. Because, contrary to popular belief, I like other kinds of movies sometimes also. Oh my God.
Okay. I also changed my glasses since those ones refused not to be crooked. So let me see.
I have to go close the doors because I can hear everything going on downstairs.
Okay. All right. So
Hi, Steve. I can hear you listening to me.
I need to apparently exit. Wait. No, I'm wrong. Oh, I can change it from in here. Okay, say something.
Somewhere over the rainbow. I don't think it worked.
Okay.
I don't think it worked.
Why don't these work?
Hey, everybody watching, did you know that Scream 5 comes out tonight?
Now these don't work.
I'm
going to start crying. It'll be a fun little treat live on air. I'll start crying. Okay.
Can I ask one dumb question? Do you have...
Hold on.
I don't know how to play charades.
Well, now I can hear you over my laptop again. Something is going on with my laptop and headphones. Apparently, they are not, like, it's not communicating with headphones, and there's got to be at least one more pair around here.
Say something for all your fans, buddy.
Clarence, hello. I'm your biggest fan. This microphone issue is exactly why I hate COVID. This is it. Okay, so.
Can you hear me? Or can you not hear me?
Nothing. Just nothing at all. It's not a damn thing. Okay, well, I have used all of the headphones in my house. I am not sure what to do here. I guess we should have tested this. Right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave and I'm going to come back in. Because I work in tech. Sometimes that's all it takes is to just get out of there and get back in. So we're going to try one more time.
All right.
Okay.
I'll entertain the people.
Please do. Thank you. Hi, people. Bye, people.
I don't know. Are you not entertained? I'm only good in a group. I'm not like good by myself. So let's play a game. What's in the drawer in front of me? I have a pen. I have plant food. I have more pens. Well, guys, I tried. So this week we're doing the good Blair Witches 1 and 3. We are sadly not doing 2. But I don't know if you've ever seen 2. But it's a steaming pile of garbage. You ever heard of it? Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2? A Blair Witch story. I swear, whenever we started, we decided to do the Blair Witch Project, which was right the day we did the dummies 2 weeks ago. The Blair Witch Project was streaming on Amazon Prime, and I was so excited because this movie is never streaming anywhere. I've been wanting to do it for a year now, but we couldn't because it was never streaming anywhere. But it was streaming for like 34 seconds, and that was it. That's all we had, and we missed our window, but we're still doing the movie.
I can hear you now.
All my words?
All of your words.
How many fingers am I holding up?
You're holding up your fists.
Mm-hmm.
So see, this is we are late because of technical difficulties, and it is all COVID's fault.
We're only 15 minutes late.
Please blame COVID directly for the delay. Get tested, get vaccinated, all that shit. Don't go anywhere if you feel sick. I swear to God, don't go anywhere if you feel sick. I will find you.
So we can't go to the movies tonight? Is that what you're saying?
Unfortunately, no.
I have a very real fear of being stabbed to death. Seeing Scream 5.
That's kind of okay. So to be honest, I have a very real fear of getting shot anytime I'm watching any movie. Like, I feel like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, like in like 10-minute increments, like I like have this self-awareness, like somebody could just walk in here and just go bananas.
Mm-hmm.
And
you do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I guess you were giving them the little primer.
Oh yeah, I primed them. I warmed them up.
Okay. All right. Well, now I am ready.
What can you see? Can you see who's in here?
I cannot.
We currently have one viewer. We're 14 minutes and 38 seconds into the stream, and we have 2 comments.
I see the comments. I don't remember what I was going to say, but it was probably going to be good. I don't know.
Was it me bashing Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2?
Oh, that's garbage.
Which I'm sure we'll get into here momentarily. Why'd you mute yourself? You're muted and I cannot unmute you. It says, oh, there you go.
Does it sound like it's coming from my computer?
No, it sounds like you're coming from your microphone.
That's a problem. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to have to sound like I'm coming from my computer on here, apparently, which sucks butts, but, so does life. And
I don't even know if I can record with the microphone onto StreamYard while I'm using it for GarageBand.
Apparently not, because that's what I just tried to do.
So we're all going to pause here for 1 second, and I'm going to switch my audio over to my AirPods. Can you hear me?
Guys, yes.
Okay.
Guys, please, bear with us. We have not done this for a very long time without sitting next to each other. And
we've never done it with this platform.
Right. And we have very much gotten used to the way that we were doing things. Oh my God. These glasses being crooked is really pissing me off. Okay.
You're going to snore the whole time, buddy?
He wouldn't if I was there. He would. He would.
He's a very sleepy boy.
He is a very sleepy boy. Just like me. Okay. You know what? That's it. We're going to get the show on the road. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Whether you like it or not.
As an unhinged man said once. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Maybe a dingo ate your baby. Oh.
Okay, well, I'm also going to, because this light isn't working the way that I thought it would. I'm going to move it up. And there's still a glare on my glasses, but we'll do what we can with what we've got. We're moving forward. We're moving on. I put lipstick on because I look like a fucking bridge troll today. I cannot get my temperature below 100 for the life of me. What is going on?
I have the kind of headache that God would give you in the Old Testament. I have a fever. I'm sweating. I could be dead right now.
You could be.
Maybe this is Beetlejuice. Yeah, this is Beetlejuice, and I have driven a car off a bridge to avoid a dog, and I'm trapped here.
My very important parting message is that I had KFC's vegan chicken today, and happiest I've been in a long time.
I haven't been to work in 3 weeks, so I can't afford to eat.
They're not paying you. Never mind. I don't want to get mad right now. I'm already mad at everything and everyone. You know what? Fuck it. We're funnier. We're funnier when we're bitchy.
No, I'm still getting paid. I got my paycheck today, and it was half of what I usually get because I'm using my vacation time, so no overtime. So I'm very poor right now. I haven't DoorDashed a meal in days.
I actually went to the drive-thru for this, which I haven't gone through a drive-thru in, well, it hasn't been that long. I went through a drive-thru a couple of times to get us our food, but all right. Well, there's a glare on my glasses, and I feel shitty, but we're going to move forward. All right. So I'm going to start recording.
Yeah, me too. Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. God damn it. Let me close GarageBand and reopen it.
Okay, I will stop
Because even though
recording.
I tested it earlier today.
GarageBand's a fickle bitch. Listen, I don't know what's going on today. I think it might just be your involvement with me because apparently I'm fucking cursed.
I'm going to try recording again now. No. Error while trying to synchronize audio with MIDI.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bow. I have no waves.
You're updated all the way, right? I am so sorry, people. If there's anybody here.
Oh, there's one.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it will not let me record. I was recording earlier to test it, and it worked out fine. Let me just
close as much stuff as you can.
The only thing, okay, let's see what else I have open. Okay, all I have left is the Blair Witch script. Let me empty my trash can. All I have left is the Blair Witch script. Let me empty my trash can. I heard myself somewhere.
That was me.
All I have left is the Blair Witch script. Let me empty my trash can. I heard myself somewhere.
I don't know.
That was me.
I could probably just turn down my, okay.
Okay, if this doesn't work, I'm going to go to bed.
We'll just start again next week. Fuck it.
No, it is not recording. I have nothing else open other than my Blair Witch script and StreamYard.
Oh my god. Okay. So usually when it's saying, we could just talk about the Scooby-Doo Project.
I even closed the Blair Witch script and nothing happened. I'm still not recording.
So did you restart Garageband?
Yes.
And it's saying what?
Let me hit the record button and I'll tell you what it says. Error while trying to synchronize audio and MIDI. Sample rate 14.716. Recognize check conflict between GarageBand and external device. I have no other external devices.
Okay, and you have it turned off in StreamYard, right?
Yes, I'm using my AirPods in StreamYard.
So go to Preferences in GarageBand. So click on GarageBand, like the words up top.
Mm-hmm.
And then click Audio MIDI.
Mm-hmm.
And then make sure that the input device is correct.
Input device, USB condenser mic, output device, my AirPods that I'm using for this.
Okay. Reset your MIDI drivers.
I'm getting my little pinwheel. Pinwheel. Okay.
This is a technical troubleshooting. If we can't get this to work, we could just talk about the Scooby-Doo Project until we can get this episode going, because
we might have to, because it's still not synchronizing my audio. I wish I was dead.
This is what happens to podcasts when coronavirus comes in. It's a PSA. I just watched so much Blair Witch content today, and these laptops are fucking laughing at us, dude.
Yeah. If only my drone was stuck in a tree somewhere.
I struggled through completing these things today.
And I really am dying to know what you thought of the second one. I mean, the third one. But we can't talk about it now.
We can't talk about it, I know.
I was gonna say let's close StreamYard and I can record, but
I mean, if we have to not live stream the podcast, I don't like it.
it might have to be what we do.
It might have to be what we do. But I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. So fuck. Okay. You're hosting this, so I can't. I was gonna say like restart your computer, but you're hosting this. Which maybe at this point we should just kill this anyway.
Oh god.
Oh, huh.
I don't know what I'm doing. I think I can give control over to you though.
I'm not logged in. Maybe if I log in. Because I don't know. Man, this is right in line with the kind of week I'm already having. I cannot believe it. Well, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. I guess that's enough time for a week to suck ass. That is.
Let me. Hey, if you're just joining us, turn back.
You don't want to deal with this. This is bad news bears.
Yeah, this is Emil Hirsch at the end of. Never mind.
Oh man, people keep coming in, and this is embarrassing because we're struggling. If you stick around,
we have like a shit ton of people watching right now.
I know. If you stick around, like we're probably going to talk about the Scooby-Doo Project at least, but for some reason, like my laptop didn't want to deal with my headphones, and then Chris's microphone doesn't want to record onto GarageBand. We really have an incredible episode planned for you, but unfortunately, it's like practical magic. We're stronger when we're together.
Keep talking. I have an idea.
You have an idea? Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is why Chris and I are just like every witch sisters and every movie about witch sisters. This is my theory.
The power of three.
Yes, the power of three, which is me, Chris, and Clarence, is what keeps this podcast and this live stream rolling. It has been better ever since we've been able to record in the same room. It has been stronger. It has been funnier. It has been more lively. But because people keep going outside and licking things, we have to be in our houses. So this is my PSA. Stop ruining the magic. If you weren't here a few minutes ago when I told you if you feel sick, stay home. If you feel sick, you better fucking stay home, pal. Stay home. I am running out of words to say. Hi. So we are going to be talking about the Blair Witch Project and Blair Witch, if we can get around to it. And then we were going to, as a special treat for like the after party, we were going to talk about the Scooby-Doo Project, which is Blair Witch parody with the Scooby Gang that was released simultaneously with the Blair Witch Project in 1999, but that might just end up being the only thing that we talk about. If you haven't seen the Scooby-Doo Project, it is on YouTube for free, and it is like 25 minutes long, and it is insanely well done.
Maybe too well done. I can't do it.
You can't do it.
I tried switching my audio to record from my AirPods instead of with this condenser, and it will not let me. I'm allowed to pick nothing.
Why is Garageband being a little bitch? Okay, so I can share my screen with you, right? Can I share my screen with you? Okay. Hi, everybody.
With the world.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Okay. All right. Share. Okay, so we're sharing my screen. Chris.
Oh, God.
This right here. Do you see what I'm looking at?
Yes.
Have you clicked this?
Yeah. Okay. Right now it says no input, and when I click on it, it says nothing underneath no input.
Okay, so when you go to GarageBand, this is a fun lesson in audio recording for everybody. Please don't leave. This is such a mess. Okay, so when you go in here and you go to audio MIDI, you go to your input device, what all is there?
I have system settings, which could be literally anything. My AirPods, my condenser microphone, my webcam, and my MacBook Pro microphone. Right now, my AirPods are anyone else should see that?
Anyway,
right now, what is connected to input device is my AirPods, but nothing is showing up under input.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop this for now because this is just like not going well.
I have terrible news.
What?
It's recording now beautifully. Still recording and it's going great. Hi there. Welcome to the podcast, bitch. I'm your boyfriend now.
Okay, so now we can actually record a podcast.
That took an hour.
It took 33 minutes, which is okay.
An hour in gay time.
All right. Everyone come back. We figured it out. Okay.
And by we figured it out, I did the same thing I've been doing for 33 minutes and it worked one time. So the second this stops recording in the middle of the stream, I'm leaving.
Okay, well, I'm going to start recording now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
You son of a bitch. It's just recording like...
It's just
doing great.
Is it just smooth?
Smooth as butter.
Okay. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah.
Before our computers change their minds, okay? All right, 3, 2, 1.
I don't have any of my notes open.
The one that says the easy part?
Yeah. Welcome to the Idiot's Guide to Horror.
Counteracting the toxic culture surrounding horror fandom and breaking down your favorite horror movies. With you, as always, your hosts, Kara Heather Donahue Popovich.
And Christopher Joshua Leonard Haberman. So we turn off the lights, grab your DV cameras and stickmen, and let's get ready to dissect the Blair Witch Project and
Blair Witch. Yeah, so Blair Witch Project, the original from 1999, and then Blair Witch from 2016. We made it a point to skip the Blair Witch 2 Book of Shadows because that was...
steaming pile of garbage.
It was butt trash. It was...
You know, Everybody I've ever met has told me it's their favorite horror movie of all time.
Everybody you've ever met. Is that like 2 people?
2 people have told me it's literally the best movie they've ever seen. And what's her face is from Pittsburgh.
I worry about them. I worry. You should have a better favorite movie. You deserve better.
I can't believe I had to watch that for Hooptober.
I can't believe you actually went through with it.
There's no woods. There's barely any woods.
There was barely any
woods. It's mostly about that house. And the guy from Burn Notice is there.
Oh, you're right. That guy from Burn Notice was there, which of course only adds value to it. Okay, so this is, for those of you who aren't watching the live stream, which is probably literally everyone after the time we just had.
For the best.
Yeah. Chris and I, this is a hard-fought episode. We've been through a lot of shit already in 2022. And yeah, this year already.
Both weeks of it.
Dude, too much. It's coming on too strong.
And then they took Bob Saget.
Right? So 2021 took Betty White on the last day. And then 2022 was like, hey, I'm here. Say goodbye to Sidney Poitier and Bob Saget.
And my grandfather died on New Year's Day, like early in the morning.
I'm so sorry. Again.
Like, now that better be the end of it. Because if Dave Coulier dies anytime soon.
You stop it.
Or God forbid, the other one. I'm not going to mention any more names.
No more names. We're done with names now.
I mean, never mind. I was going to make an Aunt Becky joke, but I stopped myself.
She did her time. It's fine.
She did 3 weeks in prison.
I'm totally joking right now. It is a lot of sarcasm.
She didn't know that it was a crime.
Girl, okay,
Her
so
and
you can watch the Blair Witch Project nowhere. But
such a shame.
You can watch.
It literally was streaming.
It was streaming. So apparently you can watch on the Roku channel, but I don't know who the hell has the Roku channel.
My God.
People with Rokus? But Blair Witch you can watch on Hulu. Both of them are easy breezy run times. I think they both hover somewhere around tight 90, which is nice. So the back of the box description. But
wait till you see my notes. I gave myself the longest note you've ever seen in your entire life.
Okay, all right. So since there's 2, we get to split up the back of the box description. Chris,
do you want to do this one? You can do this one.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll do the long one.
Just scroll down. Wait till you see that long note I'm reading. All right. Close your eyes and picture that it's 1999, or I think this movie takes place in 1994. It does. I can read it right in front of me. My eyes are closed though, so you don't know. Our hair is spiked up in this little twisty Liberty spikes that we were doing in the 90s, and we're going to a Pennywise show. But on the way there, we figure we're going to rent a movie for the way home. And I'm sure there's a Blockbuster around in 1999 because what else are we doing? So we stop at Blockbuster. We get out of the car. My mom's driving, of course, because 1999, I'm like, what, 8 years old, 14, 24? I don't know. And, I want something scary. And I've heard so much about this movie. It's supposed to be scary. So I go in. I see the cover. It's like a stick man with a lady boogering all over the bottom of it.
The booger heard around the world.
God, do you know she never acted again after this? This movie they were so mean to her that she had to retire after this movie.
Girl.
However, we flip it over and we see the Blair Witch Project. It's a fictional story of three student filmmakers, Heather Donahue, Michael C. Williams, and Joshua Leonard, who hike into the Black Hills near Burkittsville, Maryland in 1994 to film a documentary about a local legend known as the Blair Witch.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Okay, so now for mine. So it's 2016. You're kind of hard pressed to find places where you can rent anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going back to the red box, right? You are going into your local grocery store. Once again, I'm going to make this true to personal experience so that it really pops off the page, right? Your life is going south. You go to the local grocery store at 2 o'clock in the morning to pick up some Oreos and some apple cider or some shit, just because nothing else will make you feel anything. And then you decide, you know what? I also need a movie to go with these snacks to make me feel better about the fact that I'm going to sit and eat them. I need to sit and eat them in front of something. And I like horror movies. And you see that the Blair Witch is on there. And you're like, Blair Witch Project? And the screen's like, no. No, we did it again. And you're like, I don't know, because Book of Shadows was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But the screen's like, hey, no, this is different. Here's why. A young man and his friends venture into the Black Hills Forest in Maryland to uncover the mystery surrounding his missing sister. Many believe her disappearance 17 years earlier is connected to the legend of the Blair Witch. At first, the group is hopeful, especially when two locals act as guides through the dark and winding woods. As the night wears on, a visit from a menacing presence soon makes them realize that the legend is all too real and more sinister than they could have ever imagined. So, spoiler warning. We're going to talk about these movies in depth up to and including the ending. Not that there's really like a lot to spoil as far as endings go for either one of them. Like, no. They don't really end, bro. Like, there's...
And like we're doing found footage movies, and the premise of every found footage movie is this footage was found. So yeah. Therefore, surmise your own ending.
It was found. It has no, there's no neat narrative ending to either one of these movies. Also, like, I mean, I just need to say this. I feel like the older I get, the harder it is for me to watch the Blair Witch Project because of the shaky cam. Dude, I needed Dramamine. I like straight up needed like a motion sickness, like a C-band. Don't roll your eyes at me.
I don't know if I put this in the notes, but like originally in theaters, the ushers were warning people if they were motion sick to sit on the aisles and try not to vomit on anybody else.
I had to do that. They showed this at the Oaks, I think, like 10 years ago, and I went and I was like, yeah, I love the Blair Witch Project. I always wanted to see it on the big screen. And then I got sick and had to run out of the theater to be sick. It's a little easier on a TV at home, but not much. So I'm just curious if anybody else, if this gets harder the older you get. I feel like a lot of found footage movies have found ways to like cure this problem. Like in the Paranormal Activity movies, not saying that they were perfect at all, but in the Paranormal Activity movies, they did a lot of like setting cameras on things.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, this is a security camera, but the Blair Witch Project was like, fuck it, like just hands, and nothing but hands, and they're shaking.
Mm-hmm.
Very avant-garde.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm sorry I took the spoiler warning from you.
That's okay. I've never gotten to read it before, but whatever. I guess
Oh,
I'll just.
you can read it next week. I promise. I promise.
That's what she's. Guys. She says that every week, and I've never been allowed to read it.
I do not say that every week. We have not ever had this conversation
Every
before,
week she
Chris.
says, "Don't worry, Chris. Next week you get to read the spoiler warning." And I said, "Finally, yes, my time has come." And then she steamrolls right through it the next week, and then she's like, sorry."
Factually inaccurate, but anyway.
Yeah, I've never asked to read it before.
I don't think there's any trigger warnings for this.
The second one, if you're epileptic, I would.
Yeah. Okay, that's
doing
fair.
that.
Yeah, and also there's like, I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to that, I guess. So we're going to do really abbreviated walkthroughs of both of these movies since we're covering two movies, and also because they're really easy to abbreviate. So before we get to that, I guess we should dive into our sectioned movie facts. So kick it off with the Blair Witch Project. This film was in the Guinness Book of World Records for top budget box office ratio for a mainstream feature film. The film cost $60,000 to make and made back $248 million, a ratio of $1 spent for every $10,931 made.
Can you
It was
imagine?
The genius marketing of this. Do you remember, like, when this movie came out, what the commercials looked like? I was like a kid, but I was scared shitless of this.
Do I have the website in the notes?
Is it still up? Does it still look the same?
I'm too afraid, first of all, to look. I don't know. Yeah, I have it in the notes. The longest note in the entire world we've ever written down. It comes after your Jesus wept like note down there.
Jesus wept.
It's the shortest Bible verse in the Bible.
Oh, I see.
So I have a very short note for you before I go into a novel.
Well, since I stole the spoiler warning, if you want to trade that out for another fact, you can.
Who knows? Who even knows?
Anyway, in the meantime.
Oh, yeah. She did tell me I could read the spoiler warning. Yeah.
Clarence, don't listen to him.
In a scene where the main actors are sleeping in a tent at night, which is every night because they sleep in a tent every night, the tent violently shakes and they all get scared. This was unscripted and the director shook the tent. The actors were genuinely scared. In their contract, they signed a waiver allowing the directors to torment them. So they could scare them and then show them human teeth. They had no idea what was coming any day. Great.
Yeah. That's true. Which I'd be really mad if I was trying to sleep and somebody started shaking my tent. Mm-hmm. To promote discord between the actors, the directors deliberately gave them less food each day of shooting. This is legit just torture, right? Yeah. Like, this is like just...
Who directed this? Stanley Kubrick?
This is just mind games.
Yeah.
You know, like... Games. Yeah. Anyway.
The actors were given no more than a 35-page outline of the mythology behind the plot before shooting began. All the lines were improvised and all the events in the film were unknown to the three actors beforehand. They were often on-camera surprises to all of them.
That's crazy. Hey, Chris, that was kind of a short fact. Do you want to read another one?
Oh, you can do this. You want me to do this next one? Because I have this very, very long one coming up right after you do this next one.
Well, I was going to offer to do the very long one, but if you would like to do the very long. Okay.
I made you do the hard part this week.
All right. So the film uses the word fuck 154 times, but like, it's not really the film, right? Like, it's the actors that were being tormented use the word fuck 154 times.
Yeah. And they were like literally fighting with each other the entire time. They had so much footage they couldn't use because Josh and Mike were ganging up on Heather. They had to cut it out to make Josh look a mediator because they didn't want to seem like they were picking on the only female.
And Joshua Leonard went on to have like a decent career, like a decent film career.
Well, not Heather Donahue.
Not Heather Donahue, no. She gave up after this, which, like, if this is your first experience, I understand.
Mhm.
And I am surprised that any of them went on to act again, because weren't they supposed to, like, hide?
They
For,
did
like,
for like a year.
Yeah, that's bonkers. I mean, genius marketing. Genius marketing. Bonkers thing to do to a human being. Like, don't go out in public. We need people to think you're dead.
It worked.
It did work.
Okay, let me read this big one real quick.
All right, go for it.
One of the first theatrical features to make use of large-scale viral marketing, which claimed the three main characters had really gone on a trip to shoot a documentary and were never seen again, save for the footage they shot being found a year after their disappearances. A website debuted on the internet 1 year prior to release in order to set up the premise. In order to set up the premise of the documentary, complete with detailed reports of the search, the recovery of the trio's footage within an old cabin, reactions from their families, from expert opinions. The three actors were instructed to refrain from making public appearances. The myth wasn't debunked until after the movie's premiere, but positive word of mouth had already popularized the movie to the extent that its success completely overshadowed that almost simultaneously released a big budget horror movie of The Haunting. God, that was very long. I don't know if I say any of the words right, but we did it.
You said all of the words right. You did a great job. But yeah, we've been talking about the marketing since we started these facts, and that is like like I said, when this first came out, when we were kids, this was like the scariest thing you could imagine, because we thought that this was real. Like, you thought that you were actually watching people. Like, somebody put this on at a sleepover when I was like 10, and I was like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Fucking dead. Like, this bitch knows I watched this tape. She's gonna come get me.
Like The Ring, except the Blair Witch.
Right.
I can never go into my basement ever again.
Right. All right. So for Blair Witch, besides digital removals, this film is almost completely free of computer effects. Really?
And I want you to remember that when we talk about the leg scene, because that was all practical.
That's bonkers to me. It did not look practical. It looked shitty.
Oh, I thought it looked so good.
No. You can't tell me that the scene with the foot. Okay, we'll get to that, I guess.
The foot, sure.
The foot. Yeah, that was nuts.
It says almost completely free.
There's no. When the foot moves, when the wound moves.
Yeah, it says almost completely free. This specific movie fact, you were still watching the movie when I had it in here, so I removed the part that says when she pulls the roots out of her leg. That was all practical, like the pus and everything. But I took it out so that you wouldn't get spoiled.
I appreciate you, but I like that part, I guess, looked practical. But the thing with the foot, when the foot was like bumping and moving, no fucking way. No way. They cannot convince me. You cannot fool me, sir.
Okay. Well, we couldn't get one past her this week. But one of the reasons Adam Wingard wanted to do this film, because he felt disappointed with his segments in VHS series, and he was also bummed out by Book of Shadows: Blair Witch 2, lack of found footage. Making this film gave him the opportunity to make a follow-up he felt was more in line with the original.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't know that this was directed by Adam Wingard until it was over, and like the screen came up and it was like directed by Adam Wingard. I was like, yo. The film does not reference any of the events depicted in Book of Shadows: Blair Witch 2. Yeah.
Thank God.
Why would it?
It has nothing to do with the plot.
What did Book of Shadows have to do with literally anything? Like anything, even outside of the Blair Witch realm of like story, what did Book of Shadows have to do with anything at all?
I mean,
anything.
Nothing. I know that Coffin Rock was featured in Blair Witch 2, which was also featured in the first one, not the third one. There was a witch. Everything was all timey-wimey.
So, okay, wait. Read the next fact, and then I have a question.
Okay. Director Adam Wingard stated while the first film was about being lost in the woods, this film was about being chased.
Okay, so knowing that Adam Wingard also directed You're Next.
You know, this podcast is going to bomb.
That wasn't the question. Probably accurate, but wasn't the question. The question the question is, does anything about this remind you of Your Next?
Strong female. Drone? I don't know.
There isn't like a right answer to this, but like I kind of felt like the presence of the two weirdos that like were just like there for some reason.
Like the brother and his wife.
Right. Like they were just kind of there to like fuck shit up and then like continue to be a problem, right? Like there's something like very Adam Wingard about that apparently. Also the way that he has his performers act is like very distinctive. But anyway. Before being officially screened, Blair Witch earned a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. However, when screened for critics, it dropped to 37%. Youch. This was the first time a film had scored a 100% before ending up with a rotten rating. This is the only Blair Witch film to not be nominated for a Razzie. Wait, what? I didn't realize the Blair Witch Project was nominated for a Razzie.
One of the movie facts I cut out was the Blair Witch Project holds the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes for any movie nominated for a Razzie, with an 86%.
What Razzie was it nominated for? Worst Picture?
Probably Worst Picture.
I'm looking it up, but I just that surprises me because I didn't feel like that was where we were with this in 1999, and maybe like the Golden Raspberries they gotta chill.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get into it at the end there, how I feel about these movies. But the Blair Witch is bomb. Like, even if you hate Blair Witch, the Blair Witch Project is a great movie.
So, okay. It was nominated for Worst Picture and won Worst Actress. Heather Donahue won Worst Actress.
Guys, we gotta stop being we can't be mean to people. This is why they quit.
You quit?
No, Heather quit.
I don't know if everybody just heard the man on the street. One thing that you might not have missed from the time that Chris and I were not recording in the same room is that Chris lives in a quiet neighborhood, whereas I live on a busy city street. And every once in a while you get something real interesting coming through the microphone. So sorry if you just heard whatever the fuck that was.
Remember when your neighbor was playing Blink-182 at full volume?
It wasn't Blink-182. It was like the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Eagles, and they were like working on their motorcycle right outside of my house and just like had a boombox sitting there, and they were just full on blasting the Eagles. Like they were having like a real summer day while we were trying to record a podcast. But anyway, okay, so the movie walkthrough of the Blair Witch Project.
I got one more.
Oh, go. Sorry.
So first I couldn't have the spoiler warning, and now I can't even finish my last.
Oh my God! Stop it!
I feel like I'm afraid, guys. When you come back next week, it's going to be like Idiot Guide to Horror with
Chris.
Okay, unlike the original movie, this movie was completely scripted, and originally none of the actors were told they were auditioning for a Blair Witch sequel. It was called The Woods. So nobody knew it was a Blair Witch movie until very close to release, because the opening scenes were not shot until the very end when they got back to Los Angeles.
I did not know that. I'm very glad you read that fact, Chris, and I'm sorry that I didn't notice it sitting there.
I know. Well, it could be really hard to see the bright orange lettering.
I am on okay, listen. I'm not at your house, so I don't have like 3 monitors sitting in front of me right now. I
I know.
literally just have my laptop screen.
This
So I'm
is
just
so
like
hard.
switching back and forth. This is so hard. We had it down to a science. Anyway, all
I
right.
have to
So
keep GarageBand open on my laptop screen, and then I have a 300 windows on the screen in front of me, which I can only see your face and the comments. I can't see anything else because my script is open and my walkthroughs are open.
I mean,
And
I
I'm
can
still
only see
recording.
your face as well. I can't even see the comments unless I like go on. I've been like going onto Facebook to ask people to come back, but I so for the Blair Witch Project, I guess like the super like the most condensed possible walkthrough is so easy. It's so easy. The movie starts out by telling us that 3 college students went missing in October of 1994, and then they interviewed local people. And when they interviewed these people, like it seemed so real. There's like a mother with a baby on her
That
hip,
mother
like
with the baby made all that stuff up top of her head, and they went back to find her to get her to sign the waiver, and they could not find her.
amazing, amazing. But all of these people did that. They all made stuff up off the top of their head, right?
Yeah, and the
Like
kids didn't know.
yeah,
Like Heather, Mike, and Josh had no idea.
they all thought that these were like real like
Yeah,
stories about the Blair Witch, and
this is like the Boyhood of found footage. This cannot be like they can't be redone. You know?
it can't. No, you could not do this in
Mm-mm.
2022 or whenever, like even 10 years ago, because this was the fucking blueprint. This changed everything.
Yeah. What do we
And
have before this? Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust, and then there was like a really good found footage, which like I saw recently. I'm not sure what year it was made. I think like 1996 or something like that, but it's called like the McPherson tape, or even like I think it's called
Oh,
Alien Abduction in some places. It's
I've seen
on
that.
Shutter. Yeah, it's on Shutter. It's an hour long, and it's also fantastic and looks very real.
Hmm.
Um, but
And like this invented all the tropes that we make fun of now.
yeah,
Because do you think in Cannibal Holocaust, like it didn't have like okay, a found footage movie. Everyone dies at the end because that is a found footage movie. Like you're finding the footage. We have to split up. You know, like all the things we do in a found footage movie didn't
right.
exist until the Blair Witch Project put them into effect. And then we've been trying to copy and replicate it for
A
20 years now.
million times over, dude. There are so
It can't
many
be
found
done.
footage movies.
Yeah. And some of them are
Wow.
great, like Butterfly Kisses, and some of them are terrible, like VHS. Oof,
There
I
are
hate VHS.
there are like segments in VHS that I
The
well
first
like
one,
it's like
I
there
hate
is
entitlement.
segment in
Uh,
VHS that I enjoy, and it's the one from VHS 2 with the cult.
and
Great
didn't
stuff.
Adam Wingard do that?
No, Adam Wingard did not do that. That's more Indonesian horror.
Uh, mhm.
Mm.
Join us next week whenever we do Impedagore.
Impedagore or the Queen of Black Magic or Satan's
I can't
Slaves,
watch.
which
I can't believe you rewatched The Queen of Black Magic.
I was just like, I'm in the mood.
I've never been in the mood.
I
The first time
don't
I
know.
watched it, I'm like, ugh.
Well, like even earlier today, like I had Blair Witch on while I was doing other things, and then like this scene with the leg happened, and I was like, I'm gonna pause this. I have to see. Like I had the perfect excuse to not pay attention when something super gross was happening on the screen, and I was like, no, I gotta know. So maybe that's the part of me that just decided that rewatching The Queen of Black Magic was a good idea the other day.
You
You
watch The
know,
Medium yet?
what was that?
Did you watch The Medium?
No, I'm going to though because like I have been not watching movies very much. I have been watching a lot of Sailor Moon, uh,
Okay.
just like things that feel like a big warm hug. Yes. Chris is wearing a Sailor Moon shirt, everybody.
I have like 40.
Yes. Yeah. I've been
This is the first
watching.
horror movie I've watched in weeks.
Yeah. I haven't been.
That's not actually true. I lied.
I haven't. Yeah, I just haven't been doing that good of a job with watching horror movies.
Well, like last weekend, me and Steve went out. Steve and I, I'm sorry, went out to find The French Dispatch on Blu-ray. We spent like a whole day doing it, and then we got home, and I'm like, "What do you want to watch?" He's like, "I've never seen Scream 4." I'm like, "Let's put it in."
I did watch Scream 4 last weekend, and it is still great, and anybody who doesn't think so is wrong.
And I need to watch Scream 5 because if my one favorite character from Scream 4 is not in it, I will lose it. And I know she's not going to be.
So I don't want to spoil it, but I did just pick up I didn't pick it up. Somebody picked it up for me. The official Scream magazine. And that person is counted amongst the most shocking deaths.
She never died. In Scream 4, there was a deleted scene where they found a pulse on her.
Okay. All right. I'm
Wes
sorry.
Craven says she did not die.
Okay.
And he's going to honor, like, Wes Craven died so that this young person could live.
Well, then maybe she's the killer in 5 Scream Loudest. Which I should be going to see tonight, but I had to get my ticket refunded because I got fucking exposed to COVID. I've only been waiting a year. Anyway.
Can I not stream it anywhere?
No.
Only in theaters.
Only in theaters.
Who distributes it?
No.
Lionsgate?
No, Spyglass.
I've never even heard of them. They're dead to me.
Anyway, so the Blair Witch Project. So those college students, after they interview the local townsfolk, they go up into the woods, Coffin Rock, right? That's what it's called. And just a whole bunch of shit happens. Like at first there's nothing, and it just seems like it's a lot of like, are you messing with me? Are you messing with me? And like
yeah, it's that scene from Taxi.
Yeah. Like stick dudes are showing up, rock formations are showing up, just like stuff that would like later down the line become really easy to recreate and freak your friends out with, which like thank you, filmmakers.
Like so they found, I don't know how many days we're in here, but there were 7 piles of rocks. Some of them are in the trees. Every night they're hearing things. Like there's noises coming from all around them. And yeah, it is stuff really that we could easily do to anybody we were out camping with, should we ever find ourselves camping.
Which you will never find me doing, probably.
Yeah.
I'm too pretty. I'm not.
I just refuse to be without Wi-Fi.
So like at the end of the second movie when it's like pouring down rain and she's just like walking around, I'm like, couldn't be me. Like, just couldn't be me. But anyway, things get progressively more aggressive. There's a lot of like nighttime noises, twigs snapping, their tents shaking, maps go missing.
We later find out that Mike threw the map in the creek.
He kicked it into the creek because he was angry.
Yeah, much like Scooby-Doo. But we'll get to that.
Right.
You won't hear
who knows?
Guys, we don't know if we're doing the Scooby-Doo Project for you on the podcast or even to be here for the live stream for that one. So figure that one out. If you don't hear it, you missed it.
Yeah. But they use a compass. What was that?
My favorite quote from this entire movie. Heather says it's very hard to get lost in America these days, and it's even harder to stay lost. I don't know.
What do
It
you
was
think
really
that
funny.
means?
I think Heather was spent 8 solid days in the woods with no food or water, and they just had to talk and fight with each other because they made them spend 8 days in the woods camping.
My literal nightmare is being stuck in the woods without food with 2 men. That's it right there.
She, like the real Heather Donahue, not the one from the movie, but the actual person, packed a knife because she was worried about dealing with 2 strange men.
Completely understandable. You wouldn't even have to throw the Blair Witch in there. That's already hell for me.
Yeah.
Just like a camping weekend with 2 random straight white. No.
Mm-hmm. One of them has a ponytail.
Yeah, one of them does have a ponytail. And they're both annoying. Like, both of these men are very annoying. They are, like, not cool.
No. And I mean, on one hand, they wouldn't let Heather smoke a cigarette in the tent, which is good. Remember that? Because she's like, I couldn't smoke a cigarette.
Safety from a rant. I did think about that, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I wouldn't be on this trip personally.
No. So yeah, more weird things, like they hear kids laughing one night, and then that's when like the tent shaking thing happens. And they all run out and they hide in the woods. And then when they come back, they find that like Josh's equipment is covered with some sort of slimy substance.
Which I found out what that slime was made of, if you want to know.
What was it? Yes, I do.
KY jelly.
What was it?
KY jelly.
Ugh.
The personal lubricant.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm making this face.
Mm-hmm.
So they also, it's the same day that they realize they've walked in a circle, right? Like they leave and they like take off and realize that like they've walked in a circle because they see the same bank of the river that they've passed already. So the next morning, Josh is gone.
And they open the tent, and there's one of those little effigies right outside the tent.
Yeah. Yeah, and it has his shirt. It has like a piece of his shirt, and they keep trying to find him. They hear him like screaming, which I realized when, well, I can't unveil, but there's a scene from another movie of, you know, something mimicking its victim's screams that I was like, that's the scariest thing ever. And then when I rewatched this just now, yes.
The one my mom loves?
Yes. And then when I rewatched this just now, I realized where that came from. And now I mean, it's still scary, but it doesn't feel like it's as original.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Heather wanders off by herself a little bit, and she goes back to that bundle of sticks that was outside the tent the morning Josh was gone, and she opens it up, and inside she finds a pouch made out of Josh's blouse, like his flannel, and inside of that is just blood and teeth and hair. So not looking great for Josh.
And a tongue, right? Isn't there a tongue in there?
I can't even tell.
I'm pretty sure there's a little tongue.
But I know that originally in the movie, whenever they were running other camps the night before Josh was missing, and Heather screams, "What the fuck was that?" The camera was supposed to pan over to a shot of the Blair Witch, but they never did. They just ignored it. But they kept that in the movie.
Which I appreciate, actually. Yeah. I think the fact that so I guess we'll get to the end before we do this.
I mean, Mike finds some cigarettes. He's rocking back and forth. Heather never tells Mike what she found in that sack of whatever. And then we get the part that's the poster of the movie where Heather's crying on camera.
The iconic scene where she's, you know, boogering into the camera and saying, "I'm so scared right now."
Already.
It is, well, she's like, she's doing like an apology, which like if you
I'm
were to
sorry,
watch the
Mom.
trailers or whatever, like it seems like she's just whining into the camera about how scared she is, but like if you actually
But
watch
she's
the full
not.
scene, it is very moving, and she's taking full accountability and full responsibility for the fact that this
Yeah.
was like her idea
It
for a
was her
project.
documentary, and she decided they were going to go south, and she's the one that insisted she could read the map.
Hmm.
Um,
It's sad. I don't know if
it's
it's actually as scary. It doesn't really add to how scary it is, but it's really sad. It's very sad. Um,
But then we hear Josh screaming, "Somebody please help! Follow my voice!" And they run. They're running. We find a house that looks condemned. Um, Mike decides to go right inside, which would not have been me
yeah.
in either of these movies. Not have been me.
Nope, couldn't be me.
Never, never, never would I go inside this house. It's
Fuck
creepier than the
that.
second one, but this one is still creepy. So Mike runs inside the house. He's filming. He has the handheld camcorder. Heather has a 16 millimeter. And because if you didn't know, if you have this movie, they're filming the entire thing. That's the point of a found footage horror movie. Um, we can hear Josh calling for Mike and for Heather. So Mike runs upstairs to find him. We see bloody baby handprints all over the walls. Heather decides to come in the house at some point, and she's looking for Mike now. Mike can now hear Josh downstairs, so sorry, this movie gets me. So Josh and Mike runs downstairs. He's looking for Josh, and he gets to the bottom of the steps, and he always sees the camera fall over, and that's it.
Nope.
And then we go back to Heather because now we're Heather again. She's screaming for Mike, and she is heading slowly down to the basement. With her camera, we see Mike standing facing the corner, and then Heather's camera falls. So if you remember from early in the movie, like the very beginning of the movie when they're interviewing the townspeople, they were asking people about the Blair Witch, and there was a man named Rustin Parr who kidnapped 8 children, killed 7 of them. He made one child face the corner and killed the other one because he couldn't have them looking at him while he did it or something.
Yeah.
So that reminds me of that. Also, Mary tells us that the Blair Witch had the body of a horse. So.
Yeah.
That was the
So
Blair Witch.
I guess we'll get to this when we talk about the things that we liked and didn't like. But God, what an ending! What
I
an
will
ending!
talk about this till the day I die.
And I know that people don't like it. Those people are wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong.
They are wrong.
To this
I
day,
literally have chills, like goosebumps.
To this day, chilling,
Uh-huh.
haunting, in its simplicity alone. Just fucking upsetting, man.
Mm-hmm.
But then, the Blair Witch 2 happens, nothing there that is important at all.
I don't remember anything about it. I watched it 2 months ago, so you think I would. It's 3 kids go to the woods. People die, and there's a haunted house, but it's not the house you're thinking of. Somebody's haunted apartment this time. So that's Blair Witch 2. Take it or leave it. I'm gonna leave it. And then we have the 2016 soft reboot / remake. Because guys, the late 2010s were like a stomping ground of horror movie soft reboots. We had Evil Dead. We had Blair Witch. We had
Evil Dead.
2014, right?
I think it was like 2012, maybe.
I'm googling it. Not that I don't believe you.
I used that as an example the other day. Like somebody asked, like, what's a reboot that's actually good? And I was like, oh, I have one, sir.
Oh yeah, Evil Dead, 2013. Wow.
2013. Okay, I was close. I just remembered that I went to see it when I got done with a waitressing shift. So
that movie's gross.
I love it. That's another one that I rewatched recently for the funsies. Am I a gorehound?
Yeah, we should rewatch Cannibal Holocaust for the fun.
I haven't ever rewatched Cannibal Holocaust for fun. I did see it on a big screen one time, but I just wanted to know. Okay? I just wanted to know.
Know what?
What it was like.
Yeah, I couldn't do it because, you know me, I'm not watching the animal deaths.
I was disappointed when it turned out to be the original cut and not the cruelty-free cut because I don't want to see that shit. And even now, the filmmakers of that were like, we didn't need to do that.
Yeah, if you want to come over, I have it without the animal cruelty.
Yeah, I would love that.
But however, like when I watched Cannibal Ferox on Shudder, the pre-Shudder credits were like, "Hey, this movie, they're killing animals and we can't say anything bad about it." I'm like, "Shudder, yes, you can."
Yeah, you can, Shudder.
And then I had to
Have
watch
a
it.
backbone, Shudder.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shudder. I love you.
Nothing a month because I'm using Kara's account. Shudder.
Chris and I share an account that costs $5 a month.
Yeah. Do you want my Monsters and Mayhem account? It's a channel on Amazon that I never canceled, and I pay $40 a month for it.
Is it?
There's nothing on it.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyway, Blair Witch. Blair Witch. No project.
The reboots
Blair
are cutting
Witch.
out the articles. They don't need it. We don't have the time for it.
Yeah.
It is.
Girl, we're moving forward.
There's no project. Because there is no project. This movie is more about the witch than the project. Because the documentary was the project, right?
Yes.
But I guess this one is a documentary also.
Yeah, and from the very first, like the opening sequence is like we see the house, and then we see like
Heather.
Something in a mirror. It's like and there's a boy like being like, "Did you see it? Did you see her?" And we find out that it's Heather's little brother. Okay.
Whatever his name was, James.
James. It's Heather's little brother. And so now there is a new woman named Lisa who is making a documentary that she's calling the quote unquote the absence of closure, which is fucked. And in order to do this, James, his best friend Peter's insanely attractive girlfriend Ashley, and Lisa are all going to go into the Burkittsville, Maryland woods where the original Blair Witch Project took place.
What do you do? Like, do you want to go to Burkittsville, Maryland?
No.
Is the Black Hills Forest real?
I don't know. I mean, if it is, we can probably get there really easily. Dan, if you're in the house, please tell us whether or not Burkittsville, Maryland is a real place. It is real. Burkittsville is real.
Okay, but Black Hills National Forest is located in South Dakota.
Oh my God.
So it's not a real forest in Maryland.
Never needed to know. And they decide to start this off. They're going to go and talk to the people who uploaded the video that James thinks might be Heather. So they go to this couple's house.
Darknet 666.
Yeah, Darknet 666, who end up being Lane and Talia. And Lane and Talia demand to come with them. So the motley crew ventures out into the woods. And
they did mention Coffin Rock. I wrote it down.
Yeah. Yeah, because they talk about the Rustin Parr thing.
Yeah, they're like expanding on the Blair Witch mythos.
Right. Um, so Lane explains that she was not just left tied to a tree to die, but she was tied up high in a tree with weights on her arms and legs to act as a makeshift torture rack.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, I don't know. Like, okay, sorry. Anyways.
And the Blair Witch had a name, and it wasn't Ellie Kemper who played Kimmy Schmidt. It was Ellie Kedward, which
Ellie
is
Kemper.
what yeah, because I wrote down Ellie Kemper, but now thinking back, that's not her name.
No.
Unless.
Unless.
What if it was? Remember that scene from the Royal Tenenbaums?
You brought up Royal Tenenbaums for the week. Bingo card, everybody.
Oh, wait till you see my recommendation for non-horror movie.
Okay, looking forward to
it's not
it.
Royal Tenenbaums, but it's close.
Okay. I'm excited to see now. I'm going to try not to scroll down and see. So everybody gets into their tents and goes to sleep, and then the next day they wake up at 2 p.m. and find out that they find like a bunch of the little effigies all around. But then Lisa sees twine sticking out of Lane's backpack, and Talia admits that Lane and her made all the effigies to try to convince everybody else.
Yeah, Talia says they faked it because it's real. And then Ashley hurts her foot walking across the river.
Ashley, right, yeah. That happened before. Ashley hurt her foot walking across the river, which ends up being very important. I can't believe I forgot that part. I was very distracted.
So the group kicks out Talia and Lane out of their group and make them walk in the woods. And then Lane's like, we don't have a GPS or a cell phone. And I said, maybe you shouldn't have a Confederate flag hanging in your fucking house.
Right. You can afford that, but you can't afford a GPS. So the two of them are kicked out of the group because everybody's convinced that they drugged them with some kind of sleeping pill since they slept till 2 p.m. And they're like, and like Peter threatens to beat them up or whatever, and they take off. But don't worry, because they also admit that they have never been in those woods before. So they couldn't have been the ones who uploaded the video either.
Yeah. And then it turns out that as we're leaving the Black Hills Forest, we walked in a circle the entire time we show up right back at our campsite.
Right.
Which is weird because the GPS was leading us. So how did the GPS lead us in a circle?
Right. So once again, weird shit. Peter goes off.
Drone up.
Yeah, they sent the
for a way out.
Yeah, they send the drone up to look for a way out, but they can't.
It's just forest the whole way around.
Yeah. Peter goes off on his own to investigate a noise, dies. Actually, first he notices that Ashley's foot wound is moving.
Haunted.
Haunted, moving foot wound.
I'm writing that down verbatim. Hold on.
I'm going to call people that now when they piss me off. I know a few people
haunted
right
moving
now.
Foot wound.
I know a few people right now that deserve to be called haunted moving foot wounds. You know who you are. And anyway, so he disappears and dies. Lane and Talia appear at the campsite later that night, looking all disheveled and dirty. And they were like, how long has it been since you've seen us? And they were like, Lisa's like, we saw you earlier today. Like, the fuck are you talking about? And Lane's like, it's been 6 days. So there's some weird time shit going on.
Talia stays behind with the group and Lane goes away because he's not going to die here with them.
Right. And Talia stays behind. Ashley wakes up and sees that there's effigies all around again. And she immediately accuses Talia, and Talia is like, no, it wasn't me. And
Her
then,
hair's on it.
yeah, but her hair is on it, and she's like, Ashley's holding the one that Talia's hair is on, and she snaps it, and then Talia snaps in half and like falls to the ground like a little pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
Which this one did go like so much harder.
So hard.
Yeah.
Because we're like 15 minutes into this movie.
Yeah. No, we're about 40 minutes in, I would say, at this point.
Who can tell?
Um,
Lisa's alarm goes off at 7 a.m., but the sun didn't come up.
right. The sun never came up. The tent is lifted up in the air, and then it's...
Oh, God, that got me. This movie, if you're not going to call it Blair Witch, you should call it jump scares because there's so many of them.
There is so many. It was so obnoxious, dude. I was... Because after watching the Blair Witch Project, where everything is like so subtle and nuanced and like, you know, like just everything's just under the surface, and it's like just boiling tension that really like pushes that one through. And this one's just like, hit them with the old razzle dazzle. Like, it's just not the same. It's
Adam
not the same
Wingard
flavor.
Used a foghorn to scare them for the jump scares, get the reaction he wanted.
Yeah.
Because there's 1,000 air horns. I mean, 1,000 jump scares. But Lisa's... Okay, so the tents are flying up into the sky. Talia's body's broken on the ground. Lisa's all alone, screaming for James and Ashley. Or is it? I don't know. Okay, no. Ashley's all alone.
Yeah.
So they go looking... James and Lisa go looking for Ashley. Ashley's calling out their names. Her haunted leg is acting up.
Her haunted leg is acting up, which I didn't realize the leg was haunted.
Yeah, apparently the whole thing got haunted eventually.
Yeah.
Because there's that hole in it, and she squeezes out all that pus, which is gross. And then she pulls out the world's longest root, which I had to Google what it was, and we decided it is a root. I thought it was a millipede, but I don't know.
I will say that this does look good. I guess that this is the... I don't know if this is the first time that I don't think that this is the first time that I'm revealing that I'm a bit of a gore enthusiast, but
I think it's the first time in this episode.
I think, well, I'm just saying, like, I think this episode we've really kind of like zeroed in on the fact that I do appreciate a good effect.
And that's why next week when you tune in, we're going to be covering the Korean Inferno.
But if you ever fucking try to show me somebody dying or getting hurt for real, I will kill you.
Don't show me that.
God, I don't want to see that. Only make believe so I can go, how did they do that? I don't want to see the real thing. There is a difference. There is a difference. Because some people have tried before. Some people have been like,
literally throw myself out of a window.
No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the Bud Dwyer film. I don't want to see like the footage from the Twilight Zone movie. I don't want to see
none of it.
I don't want to see people dying for real. I'm not interested. I don't have that morbid curiosity. Like, fuck off.
Well, she pulls that thing out of her leg.
She does pull something out of her leg. And then she finds the drone up in a tree, and she tries to climb to get to it after she pulls the root out of her leg. And then she dies.
Well, we don't know that. She falls the whole way out of a tree, and then she's immediately dragged off as soon as she hits the ground. So,
she dies. She dies.
Ashley, James, and Lisa hear Peter's ghostly whispers coming out of the walkie-talkie. And then they hear him screaming. Or somebody screaming. It sounds familiar to me. So they run off in the direction of the voice. And guess what the fuck they find? They find that house.
They find the house. They find Rustin Parr's house.
It's actually not Rustin Parr's house. Rustin Parr's house was burned at the end of the first movie. And then,
I thought it looked pretty burned.
Yeah, maybe it is. I can also tell you that the thing we're about to see is not the witch,
Which,
according to
okay, I'm glad because I was angry.
yeah. You
I
do
was
see the witch in
angry.
this movie at an hour and 9 minutes, an hour and 7 minutes, I forget. But I didn't actually look back into it. I don't know what's going on.
Is
Like
this the
all
first time? Sorry, is this the first time we've ever covered a movie that I hadn't previously seen?
no, I don't think so. I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was angry. I was mad. I was like, "Don't show me the Blair Witch. I don't want to see her."
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So they found the house. Lisa does not want to go inside. We can see and hear Heather. So James just runs on in. The door slams shut behind him. He picks the door on the left, but not the left. There's two doors in front of him, a right and a left door. It's like labyrinth. One of them always lies, one of them only tells the truth. He picks the one on the left, whichever door that was. I haven't seen labyrinth in a long time. We can hear somebody crying in the rooms. It's Peter. He's facing the corner like Mike was in the original Blair Witch. Heather's calling his name, so he runs upstairs. We see the same handprints we saw before. He follows Heather into a room because Heather's ghostly apparition is just walking around. And he does like a quick about face and heads into that room. And whenever he gets in there, nobody's in there. The door slams behind him. The flashlight goes dead. And we just see some lightninging and a witch, maybe. Or maybe it's a Heather.
I think that it's supposed to be the witch. It seemed like it's supposed to be the witch because of what happens next.
Yeah. Well, what happens next is Lisa runs inside the house because she maybe sees a witch, but she takes a different door. She finds the basement, and if you look on the basement floor, you can see Heather's camera from their first movie on the floor.
Mm-hmm. This bothered me. This scene bothered me more than the girl pulling the root out of her leg. Don't
the
like
Lane
it.
part.
The part where she's like crawling through the she's like.
Oh, she literally got stuck in that, and they had to have two people pull her out.
That's even worse. Don't tell me that. Oh no.
Yeah, she was okay. So she gets to the basement. Lane is there, and he's like 35 years older now, and he's screaming, "You have to do what he tells you to." So he punches her in the mouth or something and drags her to a cellar. And in the cellar, she starts crawling out. It is so claustrophobic. She's forcing her way through the smallest tunnel where she literally got stuck in real life and had to have two people pulling her from behind, like her legs out. Because there were two people behind her and one person in front of her filming.
No.
So she gets stuck, but she forces her way through. She's like, "You're not stuck," which is what I tell myself when I have to go to a party. You can leave whenever you want to.
It's legitimately me every time just whispering to myself while I'm like running a curling iron through my hair, like, just be yourself and you can leave whenever you want.
Only 30 minutes. You can leave for 30 minutes. Just gonna get in there, say your hellos and goodbyes, and you're out. So that's what she's doing. She's like talking herself up, like the guy from the Jinx who just passed away, Robert Durst.
Yeah, he did. I forgot about that. Yeah, Robert Durst is dead, y'all. Bye. Sorry. Goodbye, you woman murdering piece of shit.
Also, watch The Jinx on HBO.
The Jinx was incredible, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. She pries her way out with a knife because whenever she gets to the end of the tunnel, it's a dead end, like boarded up with woods. But she pries her way out. Lane is back to attack her, but she stabs her right in the neck. We hear witch sounds, which I can't replicate because I don't know what they sound like anymore. We see this very tall boy. He has long arms, long legs, and he's tall.
He is tall and yellow.
Like that Coldplay song.
Aw, good for him.
I wrote a song. I wrote a song for you and everything you do, 'cause you're tall and yellow. God, let's edit that part out. So he's chasing Lisa. Why would you name somebody Lisa? No offense if your name's Lisa.
At the point that this person is still named Lisa, I don't know why. I feel like we stopped naming people Lisa in like 1994.
Yeah, I agree.
Would that be around the time that this person was born? Maybe.
Maybe.
But I mean, like, nothing against the name Lisa, but like,
Oh. You just don't
there's
see
a
a
lot
lot
of
of young Lisas.
there are a lot of young Lisas. And good for you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
stop
stand
here.
out,
I'm gonna
and we
stop.
appreciate you. So, she's the youngest Lisa is running upstairs now. She's like, "Don't turn around, don't turn around." We see her in the mirror. She was fucking Heather from the beginning of the movie. So now we have time
It was
travel.
her camera.
Yeah. So where'd they find this footage?
Didn't
So
make sense to me.
So hold on now.
Okay.
You're telling me that Lane and Talia got out, found the footage, came back.
No.
Because they're both dead. Lane and Talia are dead at this point.
There's a reason that they never explained this, and I'll tell you why once we get to what we liked and didn't like.
Okay. James thinks that Lisa's Heather. It's just Lisa. He tells her if you don't look at it, she can't hurt you. And they start backing out of the house using the viewfinder and the camera to see. James is like, Heather, what? And Lisa's like, I don't hear anything, you fucking idiot. But James turns right around and dies.
Yeah,
And
just immediately dies.
Yeah. So now Lisa's backing out of the house. We see the tall boy behind her. Or maybe we don't. You decide, viewers. You decide if we see it or not. I don't remember. I watched this hours ago.
We do.
We do see the tall boy. So now she's backing out crying. This is the best acting crying I've ever seen on camera, I think.
That's pretty
good.
good.
I will put that on record.
He's putting it on record, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Call the courts.
Yeah. Film it. Nope.
I'm going to get a licensed notary.
We hear James apologizing. I'm so sorry, Lisa. I'm so sorry. So Lisa, dumbass, turns around and she's dead.
Yeah. Movie over.
Yeah, movie over. Finito.
Everybody dies.
How long
so yeah. It's an hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Between two movies in an hour.
So that's Blair Witch Project and Blair Witch 2. So you pulled your reviews and I did not, but every week on Idiot's Guide to Horror, we like to give you opinions before we give ours from, well, the opinions are from other places on the internet. Call it Letterboxd, Beat Street. Chris, do you want to read yours for the Blair Witch Project?
I would love to.
While I find one that I enjoy.
Yeah, I'll go slow.
Go slow.
So, the review I pulled was from Letterboxd, and it is from user Lucy, who gave it 5 stars. And they opened the review with a quote saying, "You're going to write us a happy ending, Heather?" Which is a line that Josh was patronizing Heather with to make her cry whenever they were fighting. And the review reads, "Finally raising my rating to 5 stars because found footage horror begins and ends here. This is literally the blueprint, and I don't think anyone will ever top this super specific kind of creepy."
I appreciate that you chose one that is accurate, but also Letterboxd is so fucking funny about this movie. I cannot handle it.
I know.
I have like 3 that I want to read right now, and I'm going to because this is our podcast and we make the rules. What was that?
I said pick as many as you want.
Okay. So 4 stars from Siobhan. And they said Miss Blair Witch decided she couldn't handle the sound of these bitches constantly arguing anymore. And you know what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Liam, 3 stars, more like the Blair Bitch Project. Holy shit, do they ever stop complaining? And then Closer Look, half a star. This absolutely did not in any way whatsoever happen to my buddy Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, then Blair Witch.
All right. Now, the review I pulled from here, also from Letterboxd, is from user Todd, who gave it 2.5 stars, and his review starts with, picture me singing like Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to you, which is a quote taken by Sinead O'Connor singing to the original Blair Witch Project. And his review says, just stop fucking camping, everyone. There, problem solved. I didn't like this, and I don't even have anything interesting to say. They did the most respectful thing they could do, which was make a decent found footage movie that is nothing compared to the original. Just sucks for the people that watch it.
Okay, I'm glad I have a few that I want to read on air as well. So your first review for the Blair Witch Project was Letterboxd famous Lucy. If you're on Letterboxd and you don't follow Lucy, you're doing it wrong. She's fantastic. But Lucy said for Blair Witch 2016, 1.5 stars. A 17-year wait to finally see the witch, and she looks like some kind of flying demonic string cheese noodle ass. I quit. Then 2.5 stars from #1 Gizmo fan, who says, if the scariest thing about your movie is a fucking foot, then we have a problem.
That foot was scary.
It was. And then Lily, 3 stars. The Blair Witch finally conquered her fear of making public appearances. So proud of her. So those were mine. All right. Bechdel test results.
They both pass.
I guess that the first one passes. That's true. The second one definitely passes easier.
The first one only passed because the one person they interviewed had a name, Mary.
Very small thing. And the Duvernay test, the first one obviously fails. The second one has 2 people of color, and they don't really have their own thing going on. And it seems like they were going to try to make a statement towards the beginning of the movie, but then Lane and Talia, like, nothing comes of that Confederate flag. Nothing comes of the behavior that would normally come from that Confederate flag. So I'm wondering why the fuck it was even there. If they weren't going to be confrontational about it in any capacity.
Maybe it got cut.
Maybe, but then why they leave the flag in?
I'm not sure. I'll have to text Adam Wingard.
Yeah, Adam, call me, or don't. Yeah. Please don't. I don't want to talk.
Call me on the line, darling. Call me anytime.
All right. Idiot's Guide to Gore. The Blair Witch Project. Yes, you are correct. It might be like a 0 out of 5.
I would give it a 0.
It was like a 0.5 out of 5 for the teeth and tongue found in, wrapped in the parcel, and that's...
You barely see the teeth.
You barely see the teeth, and you can barely tell that it's a tongue, but that might just have to do with it being, 1999 DV film. But this one was about a 4 out of 5. I would say the Blair Witch 2016 was a 4 out of 5. Maybe a 3.
Maybe a 3. It's gross with only 1.5 really gross parts. And it's all dealing with Ashley's leg.
I was a little upset when the foot started moving. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't like when people dress wounds. I don't like to watch.
So
I can't handle seeing them getting tended to.
Inflicting wounds, no problem. Fine, great. Fuck it up. Fixing the wounds is where you draw the line.
I don't know. There's something about I don't know. Okay, so nobody wants to watch something get stitched, right? Nobody, universally, nobody wants to watch that. But for some reason, when he was putting the cinching Band-Aid on her, I was like, no. Did not want that. Did not.
I had a hard time with the pus.
It's, yeah, no. All right, so we're gonna get our keys. Ready to get some keys? Oh, dig-a-ling-a-ling.
I don't have any more.
I don't
think I
have
bring
any
my
on
real
me.
keys.
That's
have
every
nothing.
week on Idiot's Guide to Horror, we like to imagine that we have been given the keys to remake or reboot the film that we are talking about. In this case, I guess we would be doing a reboot of a reboot. A boot.
It's never been done before, but we'll do it.
Yeah, we're smart.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we like to imagine what we would keep, what we thought was flawless, and what we would throw out the second we had the chance. So this week, it looks like we're going to have a pretty good discourse here. So what did you think was flawless of the Blair Witch Project 1999?
It is a perfect movie.
It's pretty fucking good, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty
and I feel
fucking
bad.
good.
Like, I'm sorry, whoever's watching this, if you live in my house and we're dating, but this movie is flawless. It's terrifying in a way that can't be replicated.
Steve, did you not like this?
He said it wasn't that scary.
Steve, did you watch the ending?
Yeah, he watched the whole thing. We watched them back to back last night.
Steve. Buddy. Well, he also didn't think Hereditary was scary.
I'll never understand.
Mind blowing.
Hey, Steve, what did you think? What was scarier, the Blair Witch Project or the Scooby-Doo Project?
Scooby-Doo Project's pretty fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah, too creepy to be played on TV.
For kids?
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, broad daylight. Do you remember when that was happening?
No.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of it.
I had like a vague memory of it, and I was like, it didn't exist. Like, I thought it just didn't exist.
You see what she said?
I see that Steve said that the witch was scarier. Okay. The furious typing that you hear is Chris responding to his partner. So what was flawless?
Reminded him of Grave Encounters. Okay, everybody. He said Blair Witch reminded him of Grave Encounters, a movie which was a pale interpretation of the Blair Witch Project.
So I liked Grave Encounters, but I would say it's like any other great rock act is to the Beatles. You know what I mean? Like, in that way. Yeah, I know that you don't like the Beatles.
I don't like the Beatles, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, but like, it's like that same concept of like, this only exists because this paved the way.
Correct.
Like, I know that you don't like Grave Encounters. I agree with Steve on this. I love Grave Encounters.
Let me look at my.
I think it's a great found footage movie. I think that, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily scare me, but it's a lot of fun. But like, it wouldn't have existed if the Blair Witch Project had not paved the way. The Blair Witch Project walked so all of these ridiculous little found footage movies could run.
I gave it 2 stars. It wasn't that bad.
2 stars for you is pretty harsh.
I hate it. But if you want to see a movie that's very similar to Grave Encounters, but is good, is Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. It's a
right, I do
Japanese
need to watch
film.
that. And also Hell House LLC is fantastic. It stands.
Hell House LLC is is a pretty good movie.
It's a pretty good movie. I wouldn't say it's perfect. It's fantastic.
No,
it's
no
very
good
scary.
Movies.
It makes my tummy hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's flawless?
Another good found footage.
Creep.
Yeah, Creep, and also I can't spoil the ending, but like Creep, Butterfly Kisses, scary.
I am going to stand up, not really, because then I'll knock over my microphone, but I am going to metaphorically stand up and say this with my whole chest. The first Paranormal Activity is good. It is good. It's good.
Go look at my letterbox. Go see what I rated all those movies. High. I rated all of them very high.
Okay, thank you. Because first one, very good. Second one,
First one's
okay.
terrifying.
Third one, great.
Yeah, then we go down.
And then after that, yeah, then it all sucks ass. But the first three,
great.
The second one's mediocre, but 1 and 3, good stuff.
Yeah, 3 is... I'm going to go watch them all tonight, I think, now.
People love acting like when the first Paranormal Activity movie came out, they weren't shitting their pants.
I still am. It's been 30 years and I'm still shitting myself.
Like, I know that you didn't want to go to bed after watching that. Like, don't lie to me.
Okay.
Do not lie to the world like that. Do not, like, it's fun to be scared. It's okay to be scared. And, like, the first Paranormal Activity, like, when I walked out of the theater, I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. And then I, like, went to pull the covers up later that night, and I was like, I don't want to do this tonight.
The year was 2010. I, just a young 21-year-old boy, went with my friends to see Paranormal Activities 2 in theaters. And then I got home. I was living in a house with my friends at the time. Too many people in one house. That kind of house. You know what I mean? Like a party house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sleeping in my room. And by sleeping, I mean I'm underneath my covers with the lights on. Yeah. And I have the TV on playing like The Nanny or something that's going to make me happy because I have no joy left in me. And I finally calmed down enough to go to bed. So I go turn the lights off, lay down in bed, and my roommate kicks my door in as loud as, like, he literally kicked my door in, broke the door to kick it in to scare me. Because I'm very easily startled, which everybody knows this about me. Like, I'm easily startled. And I have never slept a full night again since then.
So if you're that guy, you caused a problem. Anyway, we got our keys like some time ago, and we haven't talked about what we found flawless about this movie. So go ahead.
Okay, there's the ending of this movie. There is literally nothing better than the ending of this movie. It is so good. It gives me full body chills every time I watch it, and I watch it frequently, like multiple times a year. It's so good. There's no script to this movie. The whole thing was improvised, which I find fantastic. It reinvented a genre. Because before this, we didn't have found footage was a thing. You know, it was a thing before this, but it wasn't like what it is now.
Right. Yeah. I would definitely agree with the ending of this movie being like top notch, like top of the line, bar none. It is unreal good. It is chilling. It is upsetting. And it does so without showing you jack shit. Like, it is all up to your imagination, man. And yeah, it trusts you. Like, they trusted us to fill in the blanks. And when you do that and it pays off, like, you have effectively created a frame like good enough for an audience to fill in like the entire like paint by numbers without any numbers. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. When he's like, when we just see him, when the camera tilts and it's still just him like facing that wall. Dunzo.
My soul left my body.
I know. There is nothing fucking scarier than that, man. Like, well, there are things scarier than that, but it is really scary. And also, like, as cruel as it was to the actors, like, the marketing for this movie was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Like, they hid these people for a year and they marketed this as something that was real. Like, they wrote a book they had like a special air on the Sci-Fi Network before the movie came out about the Blair Witch. Like, this was a giant deal. And then they did the Scooby-Doo Project thing, which was like such a weird crossover. So yeah, genius marketing, genius ability to make us, just to fool us. We might have been a lot dumber in 1999, but we were much more entertained for it.
Amen. Take me back any day.
For real.
Because this cannot be, nobody can do this again. This was like Beyonce doing Lemonade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't recreate this. Like, it's, I don't know, like, it's like the same thing as like, I don't know, like, you know, like how the first couple of seasons of Jackass, they were like going out into public and doing pranks, and then like they started to get recognized, so it started being all of like the gross stuff and all of like the stuff of them like hurtling themselves into walls and stuff like that. It's because they couldn't go backwards, right? We can't go backwards. There's only one Blair Witch Project. You can't do this again. This cannot be made again.
I just thank God every day that it's still so effective after 20 years.
Right.
However long 1999 was, 22 years ago, that it's still terrifying.
The only thing that's comparable, what was that web series when the internet like first, everybody thought that it was real and it was like a girl being inducted into a cult? I can't remember.
HomestarRunner.com.
Foamy the Squirrel. Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't remember what it was called. It was like called like Lonely Girl 15 or something like that. But everybody thought that it was real. And then there was like the thing with, then there was Marble Hornets, which they also tried really hard to make it seem like, you know, they were really documenting Slender Man, but then it just got more and more ridiculous as time went on. I don't know if anybody else followed Marble Hornets for way longer than they needed to, but I did. So yeah, this is just something that could only be done once. And the fact that you can only create like reboots of this or like sequels to it, it's because it's the fucking blueprint. Yeah. You can't recreate this magic.
This is found footage horror.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, nothing will ever be as good as this, like in the genre.
Right. Yep.
I mean, I've seen terrific found footage movies, but nothing. Because as we know, I watch a found footage horror movie at least one a week that I've never seen before.
There's a couple that I need you to watch for me to tell me if they're worth it.
You send me the list?
I will.
And I'll watch them all.
Okay, so what was flawless for you about the 2016 version?
I appreciated how they expanded on the lore of the Blair Witch, which made it interesting. Because unlike the actual sequel to the Blair Witch Project, which was literally straight up garbage, this one told us more things we didn't know, and like it just made it more interesting. And this movie was actually tangibly scary, unlike the original Blair Witch, which was all in your brain minds. This one had 1,000 jump scares. So if you could sit there through the whole thing without bumping your teeth off your fork, then good for you, but I could not.
No bumping your teeth off your fork.
You know, trying to eat while watching a movie, and it's like you're just so afraid because everything keeps bumping.
I guess so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will be honest. I struggled to find things that I found totally flawless about this. There were things that I liked. I liked the characters felt more tolerable than the first one. We'll get to that when we get to the things that we'd throw out the second we had the chance. But the characters were definitely more tolerable. It helped it that it was scripted. It helped it that these were like actual actors on a film set, I think. As far as expanding on the lore, I didn't exactly like it. I wanted there to be more of what we saw in the first one with like the locals expanding on the lore. And I didn't think that Lane and Talia were like a reputable source of information. I will say that I was impressed by the leg scene. I did like that. I did appreciate the addition of like a more tangible threat for sure. And what I was okay, you know, we'll get to that when we get to what we didn't like. But I did.
What didn't we like about this movie?
What didn't we like about this movie? Okay, what didn't you like about the Blair Witch Project 1999?
I'm having a hard time thinking of anything because in my head it's like the holy grail of movies.
Yeah, I hear you. My only complaint is that they are really whiny, and at a certain point, like before it really starts like kicking in and starts getting scary, like the scariest thing about it is that they are just so aggressively annoying. But then like it does dissipate once like it starts to get like in its stride and like
once they start dying.
Yeah, once they start dying. Once Josh disappears and it's like really like when it's just Heather and Mike, it becomes like a really good movie again.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that this time I was like, oh my God, like shut the fuck up. Like that review from Letterboxd said, like, I get it. If you were in my woods, I'd fucking kill you too. Like, shut up. Shut up. But other than that, I can't really think of anything that I didn't like.
Yeah, it's a very, very well-made movie, and there's not much not to like about it.
Right. So how about
dating me, I guess. So
how about Blair Witch 2016?
Less witch. You know what I mean? We went this far without seeing it, and I don't want to now. It's like Jaws. It's scarier when you can't see it. However, apparently that was not the witch. The tall spaghetti boy was not the witch.
Then what the fuck was it? And why was it there?
I don't know. It was scary. That is something I would see in my nightmares, like a creepypasta. But I guess it did add to the fact that we were being chased through the woods and not lost in the woods. But we didn't actually need it.
Okay, I didn't think it was scary at all. I thought it was so stupid. I hated looking at it. I hated its stupid limbs. I hated its stupid face. I did think it looked like a bunch of string cheese all put together. I didn't understand why it was yellow. I didn't know what it was. I assumed that it was the Blair Witch. I don't know why they would put a villain in there if it wasn't the Blair Witch. Like, what the fuck? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? And
Adam's gonna call me after this, and we're gonna talk about it.
I really had a hard time with this ending and how it felt like I was playing Silent Hill, but with like, you know, the PlayStation controls so that you could like barely see the symbols before you started the game. Like, it did feel very like, and this is the same problem I had with a scene in Halloween Kills. Like, I understand that like modern attention spans are very short and that video games are very popular and it's a very popular format to get people to like pay attention and like tune into that thing that like, you know, makes them concentrate. I get that. But like, also like give us some credit. Like, I don't need to like see like a POV video game style of like when you can't fucking find the item and you're just shining your flashlight everywhere. Drove me insane because it went on for so long. Like, I just kept thinking like, okay, like they looked under the bed. This has to be the end of it. Okay, they're going to turn around and something's going to be there and then that's going to be the end of it. It went on for like 5 minutes and I did not understand why it had to be that long. I think just like the whole ending, once they got into the house, I was so excited for them to get into the house because I was like, yes, like, here we go. This is what I've been waiting for, right? And then they got into the house and just nothing but like weird CGI characters. And like, it just looked like a Resident Evil cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
I was disappointed. And also, like, I feel like they could have expanded on an opportunity to make Lane and Talia villains or a bigger problem. But instead of just making them like part of the landscape, like they became like, they started off as these mysterious figures and then became like fucking pieces of furniture. And it just felt so incomplete. So I had issues with this one, but I'm not going to sit here and act like the hour and 30 minutes didn't just breeze by. Like, it's a very easy watch.
I felt very similar to the way you did the first time I saw this movie in theaters. However, I have seen this now about 4 or 5 times, and I enjoy it more every time I watch it.
Okay.
So maybe next
I'll revisit it.
give it
Yeah.
another watch and see if it doesn't grow on you more.
I'll revisit it again in another year or so. But I did like, I just felt like for people who, we were reading at the beginning that they like really wanted to make a Blair Witch movie. Like, if they really wanted to like make a Blair Witch movie, then like, why the fuck didn't they make a Blair Witch movie? You know what I mean? Like, I understand that Adam Wingard, like, he likes to make things like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he made 2 incredible movies. Like, he made You're Next and he made The Guest, which are both amazing. And he likes this like sort of mumblecore like dialogue setup, but also like the gore. So he likes like a tangible threat, and I get that. But like, if you're like, I want to emulate what I saw in the Blair Witch Project, but you still want to make a tangible threat, like, it's just not the same thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's my ting ting. That's my 2 cents.
And I think we'll leave it at that, everybody. So, what would you rate these movies?
Do you want me to do it first, or do you want to do it first?
Well, yeah, go first, because now I'll just be embarrassed.
Okay. I don't want to, like, you won't have to be embarrassed. I'm not like the like foremost authority on anything, but
no, I've seen the rest of Letterboxd. I know that I'm not like, I'm on my own in this opinion.
So the original Blair Witch Project, I would give 4.5 stars, just because it is like a little slow for being so short. Like, there's like that like little strip of time that just drags when the actors are just like whining, and like, I get that they were going for something realistic, but like, you didn't have to like starve your actors and like get them actually lost in the woods and make them actually hate their lives. So we have to like see them actually whining. Like, if I wanted to see that, I would just watch an episode of Survivor. But so otherwise it's perfect. 4.5 stars. Blair Witch 2016, I am going to give 2 stars.
All right.
I enjoyed it. Like, I had fun with it. But unfortunately there was just too much that I couldn't just gloss over enough to be like, this is good. And I'm sorry. We don't have to agree on everything. I respect your opinion. I love you dearly. What stars would you give these movies?
Well, I've given each of these movies a different score than Val has. The 1999 Blair Witch Project, I gave 5 out of 5. Found footage is my favorite genre of horror movie, and this one is the blueprint for everything that comes after it. So it is amazing. It's perfect. I would make love to it if I could. The reboot 2016 Blair Witch, I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5. Shut up, everybody. I know. The first time I watched this, I saw this in theaters and I hated it. because it was nothing like the Blair Witch Project, which I hold so dearly close to my heart.
Right.
However, I have been watching this more and more frequently over the years, and I do like it better, especially now that I've recently watched Book of Shadows: Blair Witch 2, which is such a bad sequel that I think Blair Witch 2016 is a much more deserving sequel than that piece of garbage, Burn Notice.
I understand. Like, I think that, well, there's lots of things that I like that nobody else like. I like Grave Encounters, and you hate Grave Encounters. I think that Grave Encounters.
A moral dilemma for that one.
I think that Grave Encounters is like a 3.5-star movie, and like you think it's a 2-star movie. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it for the Blair Witch, guys. We covered 2 movies in one podcast. Isn't that sexy?
Yeah, no, it's so much nicer when we do Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead. I can't do it again.
I can't do it again. No, this was this was a lot of work. But anyway, every week we also like to give you a couple of recommendations that aren't horror. So we call it Idiot's Guide to Non-Horror because we're incredibly clever and innovative. So Chris, this week, what is your guide to non-horror?
So over the past week, I have watched, in preparation for the French Dispatch, I've watched as many Wes Anderson films as I could. I have not yet seen the French Dispatch, but I do own it on Blu-ray. I've owned it now since Sunday. I bought it.
Just wait until we show it at the theater.
I can't leave the house right now.
Well, it will be later in the
month. But I did watch Mr. Fox. I watched all the ones I could, except for the Darjeeling Limited because I hated that.
Yeah.
Adrian Brody, get a life. But this week I do want to. Yeah. Remember the movie Wrecked he was in?
What was that?
Remember the movie he was in, Wrecked?
No.
Oh, I think I loved that movie. I'll have to remember it.
I don't know what that is.
It's a psychological thriller about a man who wakes up crashed in a car in the middle of the forest, and that man is Adrian Brody. So that's not my recommendation, but it might be. Yeah. I'm going to recommend another movie starring Adrian Brody, The Grand Budapest Hotel. If you haven't seen it, it is Wes Anderson's finest, according to me and only me. It has everything you could possibly want in a movie, and everybody makes an appearance, except for Luke Wilson.
That's true. And it is a great movie. The Grand Budapest Hotel is a fantastic movie. My personal 2 Wes Anderson top 2 favorites are Rushmore and The Fantastic Mr. Fox. I can never really, they kind of split the number 1 spot for me. I love The Fantastic Mr. Fox with all of the blood in my body. I cannot. It makes me so happy. I actually didn't really come up.
I have a 2.5 on Letterboxd.
Oh man, that cover is even rough. That is a rough poster.
Hey, it was 2010. What do you want?
So I've been watching a lot of non-horror, but I didn't really come up with a recommendation this week. Just a few things. Bless you. Bless you. I might be one of the only Star Wars fans maybe that isn't recommending the Book of Boba Fett, but sorry, don't like it.
I haven't even heard of it.
It's not good. I
still haven't watched that other Star Wars thing on Disney Plus.
The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
The Mandalorian's great. The Mandalorian's fantastic. Book of Boba Fett, not for me, man. I think that the coolest thing about Boba Fett is that, he's the whole mystery of him is that he in the original trilogy, he's on screen for 6 minutes and he's just a ruthless bounty hunter. And in this, he's kind politician that talks a lot. So it's just, I recommend Clarence the dog. It pains me to not be there getting some kisses from Clarence. Good Lord. Euphoria is back.
I've never watched it, but everyone keeps talking about it.
So I don't know if teenagers actually watch Euphoria. I think that people our age watch Euphoria and go, thank God that's not still me.
That's who's recommending it to me, people our age.
Yeah. It's really upsetting. It's very hard to watch at times. But it's like Degrassi plus Skins plus Casino. It is.
You had me at Degrassi.
It is rough stuff, man. But Zendaya is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. We are never going to get another one like her again. And if you're not in on the ground level right now, fucking get in on the ground level. Start watching Euphoria. Catch up. Season 2 just started. I'm living for Sundays. Between Euphoria and Yellow Jackets, legitimately living for Sundays. And making it through Thursdays with it just like that, because I don't know why I haven't just stopped watching. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's it. Also, Sailor Moon.
Yeah, of course.
Sailor Moon holds up, guys. It's really good for when you're having a panic attack. So yeah, that's it. So you can send us questions, comments, and recommendations to idiotsguidetohorror@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram. Please follow us on Instagram at idiotsguidetohorror. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/horroridiots. We are also on YouTube. The channel name is Idiots Guide to Horror. And please continue to rate this podcast on iTunes and tell your friends about us. We love you. Happy New Year. Welcome to season 2. Since it was season 2, we started off with 2 movies. Isn't that so clever and cute?
Wait till season 3.
No, we're not doing that. I mean, we're going to do season 3, but we're not doing 3 movies at one time.
We're doing it for 3 Paranormal Activity movies in a row.
Do you realize, like, we'll be in our 30s when we do that? We're not going to have time for that.
I'll be 34 this year.
I'll be 32.
I'll be 35 during season 3. And then I'm going to...
Listen, I'm making it to 40, and if I make it to 40, bye.
I'll be 40 when you're 35, so it'll be fine.
That's not the way that numbers work, but I understand. Anyway, we've gone on for long enough. You guys are probably sticking around for the after party to hear our pick for next week and for us to cover the Scooby-Doo Project. Please hang in there. But if you are not sticking around because you're listening to an audio podcast, have a good night.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
All right. And Chris, you didn't say it. Are you doing a new?
I tried to think of a new one, but I couldn't. I'll think of a new one. Never Waste Your Pain. I'll think of a new one next week. Also, I just rewatched Saint Maud. It holds the fuck up. It's so good still.
So good. All right.
Amanda.
All right. Well, in that case, good night, everybody. And I guess never waste your pain.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Okay. Let me export. Oh, I haven't exported anything to a disk in 300 years.
Yeah, I know. I haven't edited 2 different audios in 300 years. Okay. Is there anybody still in here? Hello. Is there anybody out there to talk about?
We have 2 viewers right now.
Okay. And talk about the Scooby-Doo Project with, because that's what I would like to do. There's kind of not really enough people to talk about the Scooby-Doo Project with. Maybe we can film another video at a different time.
Steve, if you're listening, Steve, I need you to start the DoorDash now.
Okay.
If you can hear me through wherever you're listening from, DoorDash now.
What are you door dashing?
McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
Neither of us have been to work in like weeks, so we can't afford anything. Oh, he said yes, Scott, yeah.
The last movie I watched before this, really, Encanto, which was good, by the way. It was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, Steven guy gave Scream 4 5 stars.
Good.
Well, okay, for the after party game, the first thing I want to do is go to this man's Letterboxd and just go over the last 4 movies he's watched.
Good, because I need to pick a movie.
Oh no, he picked Scream 4 5 stars, Scream 3 5 stars, Scream 2 5 stars, Scream 5 stars. Hotel Transylvania, Transformia 4 stars. Killer Stepmom 2 stars, VHS 94 4 stars. Did I hate that one? Hold
Is
on.
Hotel Transylvania 2 called Transphobia?
Transformia.
Oh God,
No, Hotel Transylvania 2 is called Hotel Transylvania 2. There's like a multiple. This is a different one.
I was terrified for a second. I was like, please, no, I can't. I'm done.
Did you know you could pin reviews to your Letterboxd? I didn't, but I've only ever used my phone. Maybe I'll use my laptop when I get off.
You can what reviews?
Pin them to your Letterboxd page.
If you are a level up above what we are, like if you pay them like $40 or something.
I'm not doing that. You're lucky you're getting $5 out of me. Ready or Not, 5 stars. Hotel Transylvania, 3.5 stars. Southbound, 5 stars. He wants Scream 3 again. My Super Psycho Sweet 16, 5 stars. Okay. VHS, 5 stars. Ugh. Pick a different movie, buddy. He's just rewatching Screams over and over again every day. He's watched Scream like 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, I have two ideas. Oh wait, that one's not actually streaming. It said it was streaming on Hulu, but it's clearly not. It's just streaming on something I have. So let me see if this other one is actually streaming on something I have. Hold on. Because it was the one that it is. How much would you hate?
Scream 5, not called Scream 5. It's just called Scream.
It's just called Scream.
So is it a reboot?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the cast and crew, but I'm not looking at anything else.
Okay, so how much? Okay. So rank these movies in order of how much you would enjoy covering them.
All right.
Hostel.
Mm-hmm.
Shaun of
First
the
or
Dead.
second?
1.
Which Hostel?
Hostel 1.
Okay.
Shaun of the Dead.
Uh-huh.
And An American Werewolf in London.
Okay, number 1, Hostel. Number 2, American Werewolf in London. Number 3, Shaun of the Dead.
Okay, we'll do Hostel then.
We can do any of them.
My first choice was Hostel because I think that I don't know.
I have it on DVD.
I have it on DVD. It's also on Netflix right now. I think that it's something that, like, for our generation, like, people were really like, what the fuck is this? So I think that it will be a really exciting one.
Yeah, it was my first torture porn.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, I mean, Saw was.
Oh yeah, fine.
Saw came first.
Yeah, but I'm sexually attracted to Eli Roth.
Well, who isn't?
I don't know. Somebody dumb.
I know that, like, there's like a joke about straight men being attracted to Ryan Reynolds, but like I don't understand why it's not Eli Roth.
It should. Everybody stop what you're doing and go watch Inglorious Bastards or Death Proof or
He's on-
Planet Terror.
He's on the yacht for sure. He's been on the yacht for a long time. But yeah, I thought that Shaun of the Dead would be really fun to cover because it's just so fun. It's
It
like
is.
such a fun ass movie, and it's also gross. And I think that
What do you like better, Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz?
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, I'm the other one. I'm Hot Fuzz.
I do think that Hot Fuzz is fantastic, but I think that Shaun of the Dead both like did the like sort of meta making fun of the zombie movie thing before like the ridiculous zombie wave that came after it anyway. And I think that I'm going to change my name to After Party Kara. I also I also like think that An American Werewolf in London has like that same sort of. I don't think that we've ever covered a horror comedy, right? Have we?
Would you count Scream as a horror comedy?
Yes, I would. But not like to the same degree that like Shaun of the Dead is, right?
No, Shaun of the Dead is mostly comedy.
I'm just checking to make sure because I think like we should eventually do a horror comedy because I think that even people that don't like horror movies end up watching them a lot.
What about Repo, the Genetic Opera? Have we done a musical yet?
We have not done a musical yet. And what is Repo on it? I haven't seen Repo in like 1,000 years.
It has to be on something.
For free, for sure, because like I don't know. I know that there are people out there that love that movie as much as we do, but like okay, Drag Me to Hell was kind of a comedy.
Yeah.
Jennifer's Body.
Yeah.
We did Jennifer's Body.
Repost on Pluto and Tubi, and all of our friends have given it half a star or less or more. I mean, 1 star or less.
I'm sad.
I don't know. Paris Hilton's in it.
I do love her. Are Kim Petras and Paris Hilton actually really good friends, or is this just like
they're best friends in real life?
That is so cute.
Paris Hilton was Kim Petras' first fan. Which is crazy because of whatever Paris Hilton's brother said when he was being escorted off that plane 10 years ago.
What happened?
Oh, who can remember? It was a plane thing where one of those Hiltons was like very anti-gay. How did that lady say it? Anti-gay.
Anti-gay.
I'm gonna miss that meme. But you know what? Oh no. I don't want to get political in the after party.
No. Well, I don't know. Are we the only ones here?
No, there's one other person here, but I'm not sure who it is.
It's not Steve?
I'm not sure. He's downstairs. Oh,
it's Steve.
Did you see Ted Cruz's daughter came out as bisexual?
I did not see that, but I love that very much. I love
it.
it.
It reinvented all the memes of Ted Cruz is a Zodiac killer, which is my favorite meme of all time.
I do love that very much as well. I was going to say also Annihilation, but that one is not on anything.
What do you mean? I just watched it.
It's not on anything according to Letterboxd. If Letterboxd is lying, please tell me. Man, I don't know. I really think that it's just going to have to be Hostel. If nothing else, because Hostel always, like, tests even my tummy.
We should save Hostel 2 for Gay Pride.
That's a good point. I'm looking at all of the horror movies that are on Amazon Prime right now, and there's Possum, which I would love to cover, but I don't think that anybody would enjoy.
It's on Paramount Plus. Annihilation's on Paramount Plus.
Why is it not coming up on Letterboxd for me?
I don't know.
Wait, what's Bad Taste on? Bad Taste is on Prime? No, it's on Tubi. Oh my God.
I've never even heard of it.
It's one of Peter Jackson's early movies before he started doing Lord of the Rings. It's disgusting. It's so gross. I love it.
Yeah, my Letterboxd is saying it's not on Paramount Plus either.
Letterboxd is a stinky liar, apparently.
Let me go to Paramount Plus and see what's going on.
I tried to watch the movie The Game on Netflix because Letterboxd told me it was there, and it wasn't. It was some dating show called The Game.
Well, I'm not interested.
Right, exactly. I'm not fucking interested in that. I don't want to watch that. I don't care.
Yeah, Annihilation is on Paramount Plus. Hour and 55 minutes. Starring Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Should we do that or should we do Hostel?
It's your pick, so whatever you feel comfortable with.
I could talk about Hostel all fucking day. Like, legitimately could talk about Hostel, could talk about that era of horror, could talk about any of that.
And I haven't seen it since I lived at home.
Oh man, we're gonna have fun. You're gonna hate me. It's so gross.
Hi, Melissa. I miss you too.
Welcome to the after party, Melissa. We just unveiled what movie we're covering next week.
And then we almost changed it, but we didn't.
We did not. I have to deal with the fact that we can only do one movie a week.
Well, if you bums would subscribe to our Patreon, we would do 2 movies a week.
Right? If I had nothing but time, I had nothing but just pay me to talk about horror movies, please. Please, God, somebody. All right. Yeah, I'm going to stop looking at movies so that I keep changing my mind. It's Hostel. And that's that.
Good.
Oh man, I forgot for non-horror recommendations. I should have said the KFC vegan chicken.
Next week. Write it down on next week's script.
Maybe next week I'll have a different one though. And I just ate the chicken earlier.
You can do more than one.
The fake chicken. Like, you don't understand. There are vegans on the internet being so ridiculous about this, and I'm like, clearly you didn't grow up poor, or you grew up in a family who understood your choices. This is a fucking milestone, my friends. This is a big deal.
What did it taste like? What is it made out of?
I don't know what it's made out of, but it tastes like chicken. So next week when we're healthy and not contagious anymore and we film in the same place again, I will get some and bring it to your house and you can try it. And I will bring real chicken as well so that you don't have to eat it if you don't want it.
All
but
right.
I think that, I mean, it's been a long time since I've had real chicken, but
Is it breaded?
Yeah.
Is it deep fried?
Yes. Yes.
Do they change out the oil or they have a separate fryer?
That's the thing. They don't, like, it depends on the KFC. And technically it's like not vegan if it's fried in the same oil. But I'm more of a vegan in the sense that, like, I understand how poverty works and I understand how food deserts work. And I think that supporting this can only lead to more vegan options.
Mhm.
And other vegans that must live in like fucking Southern California and just have vegan mom and pop shops everywhere are like, no, support your local vegan eatery. And I'm like,
Where?
yeah, where do you think those are? Do you think that they're everywhere? Where do you live that there's a local vegan eatery? Like,
Because we have.
I'm lucky that there are 2 within a 5-mile radius. But
I have nothing around me.
you have nothing. You have things that have options. Like, I can find things near you, but like it's not like a vegan eatery. And this is what I'm saying. Like, people that live in the suburbs, especially like people that are working class and like kids that are interested in veganism or vegetarianism, they need options too. And
Speaking of kids, would you call that a horror movie?
due to how much it emotionally scarred me, yes, but in practice, no.
I will never watch it again.
Never for as long as I fucking live. Ugh, no.
I know.
I'm not a Harmony Korine person. I did think that was effective though. Otherwise, I don't like any of his shit. I didn't like Spring Breakers.
I hate Spring Breakers.
I fucking hated Spring Breakers. It had so many people I love in it, but like it was just
This is my
trash.
shit.
Yeah. I thought that what Spring Breakers tried to do, Zola 10 years later did it way better. I didn't like Gumo, didn't like
No
Julian
fun.
Donkey Boy, haven't seen Trash Humpers, don't really feel that I need to. Like, just not a Harmony Korine person. But Kids is an excellent movie. I'll just never watch it again for as long as I live.
One and done.
One and done.
Poor Chloe Sevigny.
Dude, that scene is so upsetting for so many different reasons. And like, I
can't even think about it.
Yeah, I don't want to like spoil. Can you really spoil a rape scene? I don't know.
I don't know.
But just the way that he's like,
No, it's just me, your buddy Casper.
yeah.
Yeah.
So upsetting.
Mm-hmm. Sorry
So
about the party down.
Well, okay.
Can I take a
I
thumbnail?
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, hold on. I gotta get in the camera.
Let me
Should I go and stand in the corner of the room?
Wouldn't that be so funny?
Wait, I have to see if I can do it. Hold on. Is this, where am I? No, hold on.
You might have to move your chair.
Is this, can you see me here?
Yeah, can you move your chair?
Wait, hold on. Let me take direct me.
Can you move the chair?
Okay, is that? Yes.
Perfect. Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, there's dogs outside.
Oh god. I got it.
I saw the dogs walking past and then the owner looked up at me and I was like, Owen, do you want to come say hi? Oh, come say hi. Come here. Come here. Come on. Oh, he's being a bitch. Owen. Come here. Chunky monkey. Yes, come here. Here's your pickle.
You have a pickle?
Yes, he has this catnip pickle that he likes to throw up in the air. There you go. You caught it. Hi, come here. Come here. Hi. Ha! Gotcha.
Well, guys, I think it's time to end the after party because my food just got here.
Oh.
Oh, look how handsome.
Say hi. Say hi, babe. Oh, nope, nope. Say hi. Meet your cousin Clarence. Stop it. Stop being moody. Meet your cousin Clarence. He didn't want to. I'm sorry. Hi, Clarence.
This is the cover for Butterfly Kisses.
He's now angrily throwing the pickle in the air, so I'm in trouble now. Okay, well, thank you, everybody, for showing up. Oh, I can't wait to see everybody again. It's been 2 weeks. Mwah.
Oh, wait, maybe
Join us next week when we will be covering Hostel, and we won't have these same technical issues because we'll be better off. Hi. Hi, people. Yeah, join us next week for Hostel. Watch it if you want. Don't watch it if you want. It's definitely a personal choice. Maybe the grossest thing we've ever covered. No, we've covered martyrs. Yeah.
Martyrs.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever be that gross.
Inside was grosser.
We didn't
But
cover
we've
Inside.
never covered it. What was that?
We didn't cover Inside.
We didn't cover
You want to?
Inside, but Inside is grosser.
Yeah, but that spoiler doesn't look very real.
That's true. Definitely a CGI spoiler, but everything else about it is not. So
no, and like, who is she?
just some. Okay, let's get off live and then we can answer that question.
Yeah.
All right, bye everybody.
Never waste the pain.